Today in Biology 2401, I will give you a quick, very brief overview of the brain. Um, we're going to discuss several things about this brain, but I want you to know that it won't be all parts of the human brain because I am using a sheep brain at this time, okay? So to begin, just want to show you the brain itself. We're going to discuss all of that, okay? All right. With this brain, um, at the front, you can't really tell, but this area right here is the frontal lobe. Let's see if I can turn it so you can see it. Okay, that's a little better. But this area right here is a line right here, pretty much, that shows this here area right here is the frontal lobe. And then behind the frontal lobe is this right here, which is the parietal lobe. And then here's the other parietal lobe, as in a human brain. And, excuse me, wasn't ready for that to be shown. This line right here is the superior sagittal sulcus. It's what brings the two parietal lobes together. And then I'm going to turn it this way a little bit so you can see the temporal lobe of it. And it's right here. This is the temporal lobe. And there's one on each side, of course, of this sheep brain. Here's the other one. Okay? And then in the back of it, we have the cerebellum of the brain. Okay? So let's turn this brain over, and we're going to look at some nerves. We're going to look at 6 out of the 12 in this sheep brain. Okay? The first nerve we're going to look at is this nerve here and this nerve here. They are called the olfactory nerves, which is olfactory nerve, which is the first nerve, number 1 nerve. And then we have this one and this one. These are called the optic nerves. And the next nerve, we're going to pull this up, and this that I'm pulling up is the pituitary gland, okay? So we're going to lift up the pituitary gland, and underneath it, excuse me, we're going to lift that up. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. And right here, you see that right there that I'm pointing to? Right here, I'm rubbing up against it right there. You see that? That is another nerve, and it's another one right alongside it, as you could see. Those are called the oculomotor nerves, okay? So here is the olfactory nerve, which is the nerve 1. Nerve 2 is the optic nerve. When we raise up the pituitary gland, this is the third nerve, which is the oculomotor nerve, okay? Next, we have the trochlear nerve, which is right here. Can you see that? That is the trochlear nerve. And then I have this one right here. It's been torn off. You can't see it though. It's been torn off, and it is the trigeminal nerve, and it's been ripped off. And then this one right here is the abducens nerve. You see it? It's real little. So I just covered the 6 nerves that are visible on the sheep brain, which also are on the human brain, which is the olfactory nerve, the optic nerve. Underneath the pituitary gland is this nerve right here, as you can see, and it is called the oculomotor nerve. And then right here we have the trochlear nerve. And then the nerve that's been ripped right here in this area, it is called the trigeminal nerve. And then right here is the abducens nerve. So those are 6 nerves out of the 12 in the human brain that can be found in the sheep brain. okay? And I wanted to point out that right here, or this is the optic nerve, right here. Right here is called the optic chiasma, okay? That's the optic chiasma, and this is the pituitary gland as well. And this is the pons area, right here on the back of the brain, or, yeah, the posterior aspect of the brain. And then this is the medulla oblongata.